So it hurts your hand to hold it. Don't let it show. I know I got the thing you wanted. Don't let it show. I'm pretty done. Once a favored son. I'm pretty done. Slap me around for fun. Well, more goddamn City of Construction fucking Toronto workers. City of Toronto fucking construction workers. Hey, when's the trail opening? What is up with this shit? Capiche? ¿Me entiende? Do you guys speak English? No? Alright, no problemo. Hey, I don't understand what's going on. You want to go for a goddamn jog. You end up with miles of goddamn ticky tape, fucking cranes, all kinds of shit. I just want to go for a goddamn jog. You guys need to put up public notices or some shit, yo. Hey, don't try and explain yourself. You're not going to be on YouTube. All right, whatever. So now it's like fucking balancing act here, like trying to get through the mud. Are you kidding me, viewer? Look at this shit, man. They just done blocked up the goddamn trail. It's summertime, man. We gotta be hiking in the summer, yo. All right, sorry. So whatever, dude. I guess that's that. So I might as well continue with my missive. I had a fascinating discussion with a fellow he calls himself atheist_bot, as in robot. I'm thinking he might be a developer. He's highly intelligent, and he's an atheist, and he's slightly rude. I, on the other hand, being a Muslim, continue, my dear viewer, to apply the principle. There's a beautiful principle of Prophet Muhammad's, peace be upon him, and his family. He said, well, listen, if someone is giving you a hard time, being obnoxious, just continue to indulge the person. Continue to be kind. Continue to be nice. And eventually you'll overcome. Hatma maqdiya. What he says is Hatma maqdiya to us, to Shias, not to Sunnis. What Prophet Muhammad said to a Shia is just like God said it. It's basically, وَمَا يَنْتَقُ عَنِ الْحَوَىٰ إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا وَحْيٌ يُوحَىٰ. He doesn't speak through his own volition. It's simply a revelation that was revealed. All right, so there's another distraction here, dear viewer. Might as well read this stuff out to you. A wildlife corridor allows for the movement of plant and animal species between isolated green areas in an urban setting. You see how much you can learn? It's like so interesting. So basically animals, the Quran says, have communities like us. River valleys are examples of life corridors. They provide a safe and stable dwelling area for permanent and migrating animals. Species that use these corridors are birds, reptiles, amphibians, insects, and mammals. Yo, we're just one species out of countless millions. It's amazing what's going on in this planet, and people are like, you know, like, what? Like, this is just an accident. This just happened. You know what? Here's what it is. Let's say evolution is happening, and all of the complex organisms and species are a result of simple transitions from a simpler form. So you start with an amoeba, it crawls out of the slime or some shit, and it begins to develop. My question is, why does it begin to develop? Don't you understand, you fucking fuckers? Newton's law of mechanics. Our 60-man, peace be upon him, said it long ago, 1,000 years ago, peace be upon him. And basically, if something's moving, I might as well. I'm going to finish this because I don't like this. Is some good stuff right here. This for a guy like me, a naturalist, this might save my life one day. I'll see a corridor and I'll see a goddamn reptile or some amphibian, and I'll know what's going on. I'll be like, hey guy, you crossing over to the other side? Anyhow, evolution. Okay, so this little protoplasm of sorts escapes from the primordial slime or schluck or whatever it is. Okay, it escapes. Okay. Why did it turn? Okay, so you have this pool. Like, the thing is, my dear viewer, what drives people like me mad is there's no fucking explanation anywhere. Okay? In the atheistic tradition. There's no explanation. There's not even any questions. There's just a non-acceptance of anything. I would dare say most atheists are just simply skeptics masquerading as atheists. An atheist has to understand if he's worth his salt, there is an uncaused cause. Now the question is, what is that uncaused cause? Atheist bot, underscore bot, reminds me of Napalm Death. Life cycle is an automation. Instinctively, we race to get ahead. And the fucking atheists, they're all doing the same thing. As soon as you go on Twitter and start tweeting some stuff about atheism, they fucking hound you like sharks, yo. Like troll. They call me a troll. And then they're like sending funny pictures to each other. They think I give a fuck. The Quran says that people like me, or there are people rather, I wish I could have been someone like that. The Quran says there are people who go about doing what they need to do, following their principles. Wala, I don't know the Arabic words, but maloom means to blame. Okay? And they get blamed and criticized, and they don't care about the blame or criticism of any criticizer, essentially, is what it says. The Quran is a very, very interesting way of using language. It will repeat the same thing. It'll say, for example, like if people argue with you and say you're full of shit and all this kind of stuff, the Quran says just say to them, "Fantadiru, inni ma'akum min al-muntadirin." Then wait. We too are among the waiters. Now, if you say we too are waiting, that's not technically correct. Okay, so protoplasm, this primordial sludge. The thing is, you got to ask, where did the sludge come from? Then where did the carbon and fucking oxygen and hydrogen come from? Right? And then so let's just forget all of that. Okay, because we're talking to atheists after all, right? Guys, sorry for calling you silly, right? I should have said something nicer. All right, I'll continue in just a second. Corridors also supply habitat for plants to scatter pollen and seeds. When corridors connect, movement begins between them. The movement between them results in increased strength and diversity of the species within. You see how everything has a purpose. When these animals are crossing over, there's a purpose. They're communities. They're trying to live. They're trying to forage. They're trying to stay strong. They're trying to ward off predators, right? And this is how things have come about. Now you'll be like, well, they're just doing what makes sense. It's not to say, because the Quran says that if you read the chapter the bee, for instance, there's a chapter called the bee, there's a chapter called the ant. You should read the Quran. You can't handle it. That's the problem. The Quran itself says that those people who have a closed heart and mind, it closes it further. It basically blinds them more. That's what it says. It says hudal lil muttaqin. The Quran is only a guide for the God-fearing man, not even a person like me. It doesn't say hudal lil muslimin, wa hudal lil nas, wa hudal lil whatever. It says hudal lil muttaqin. It's just like Imam Ali is Imam al-Muttaqin. Our master, he will help you. However, you need to be worthy of receiving that help. So, obviously I'm going to take the trail less followed. And obviously I've ranted and I had a whole bunch of stuff to say and I said nothing, obviously, because it all goes around in circles. Here's what it boils down to. A, has the universe existed forever? And if you think that, I don't even want to talk to you. B, if the universe has not existed forever, something caused it. And now you'll be like, this is what Atheist Bot was saying. He thinks I'm stupid. I've written a fucking rebuttal to Richard Dawkins' The God Delusion, and I have to deal with this kind of nonsense. He's like, well, who created the God that you're talking about? Right? Something like that. So, that's the whole point. That's what Imam Sadiq, peace be upon him, said. He was talking to some atheist. Atheist had a piece of fruit in his hand. And the Imam, peace be upon him, said, this piece of fruit, where did it come from? The guy said it came from a tree or something. And Imam, peace be upon him, said, okay, aha, so have you seen that tree? Have you seen the tree? The fruit is proof of the fucking tree. Don't you understand? Yeah, I'm swearing and ranting and raving, folks. But I'm also taking the path less traveled, so I feel a bit better on that account. The only problem with path less traveled is sometimes they disintegrate into just nothingness. And then at that point, this becomes the true test of a naturalist. Can you soldier on and go through where nobody has gone through before, as in uncharted territory, or not? Okay, so something caused the universe, okay? And there has to be an uncaused cause, which is the I am, which is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala azza wa jal. So the uncaused cause simply refers to the fact that science says everything is cause and effect. Okay, cause and effect. So there's a path here leading up to somewhere, right? This path, I should have known. It's going up to one of those fucking houses up there. So time to turn back. But so universe has not existed forever, because that's fucking stupid. And I don't even stare at your damn shoes anymore. I'm leaving. Number two, if the universe was created, now our Imam says, peace be upon him, did the universe create itself? Okay, now think about this. If the universe came into being, there's two options. Either it came about by itself, or it was caused by something. Now, if we say it came about by itself, as in it created itself, in as much, the Holy Imam, peace be upon him, says to the atheist, tell me something. Did the universe create itself before or after it was created? Don't you understand how beautiful and sublime that is? If the universe created itself before it was created, that's fucking stupid shit. And if it recreated itself after creating itself, does that make any sense? Okay, so let's go on from there. So the universe comes into being. Okay, let's forget all of that. That shit is high level stuff. That's the fundamentals. Unfortunately, most fucking people have it wrong. I won't even say atheists. I'm going on atheists because, like, they're just horrible. There's this lady called Godless Mom on Twitter, and she fucking chews me an asshole on a regular goddamn basis. Oh, he's butthurt because we called him a troll. I was like, what are you talking about? I love that shit. I love that shit. Trolling? I'm a fucking troller. Yo, I'll troll your conversation, and I'll basically delve into the depths of that shit and see what's going on. These fucking atheists think I'm just like everyone else. Oh, you guys are always preaching this and that without any evidence. Evidence. How stupid can you get? Can you actually prove anything to me? Prove that tree is there. What's evidence? You'll see, you'll be like, well, you can see it. I'll be like, that's chemical reactions in my brain. You'll be like, oh no, you can fucking feel it. I'll be like, bitches, that's a chemical reaction in my brain. Don't you understand? You might be a brain in a jar. This might be the Matrix. This fucking thing might just be a flicker on a screen somewhere. You understand? What is evidence? It's no such thing as evidence in the context that these fuckers are applying it. And moreover, God is love. God is beauty. God is awe. God is majesty. God is supremacy. Are you going to put a word or descriptor on what you see around you? How are you going to describe all of this? What is it? It just is, right? It just is. So that's it. If you got something out of that, I'm happy. If you never watched this shit, then I guess I don't know who I'm talking to. And if you're the kid in 2062 who stumbles on my video clips and thinks they're pretty cool, kid, good for you. And fuck people. That's my new motto. Fuck people. Just forget about them. Don't worry about them. They're like animals, kid. They're like animals. If you go into a room and there are dogs and cats in there, you're not going to give a shit about them. You're going to go about your business. Hey, kid, as soon as you go into a room and there's people there, it's like this and that. And you start fucking fronting and putting on a facade. Kid, let me tell you about facades. You do need a facade. You do need a mask. Don Juan talks about it in the books written by Carlos Castaneda. You need a mask. He says to Castaneda, your mask is generosity, and right now you're bent out of shape because I can see through it. The thing is that Castaneda himself wasn't aware of the fact that he was using the mask like that, because you're meant to fine-tune your own mask, kid. Figure out what works for you. And then at a certain point, you need to remove it and show people your fangs. No more Mr. Nice Guy, kid. Look up Megadeth. Like 100-year-old band, huh? Actually, about 80 years. So take it easy. And send me some damn comments.